Today I'm going to be looking at two compact camp chairs ideal for small spaces like trekking, or more in particular in my use case, a camper van. Those two chairs I looked at are both found on Amazon. One was called the Trekology chair, high back chair, and one was called the Nice C chair. And the Trekology retails at $53.99 and the Nice C chair at $39.99. When looking at chairs for my camper, I needed something very compact that I could easily store in the confined space of a camper van and then in the limited storage allowed in all the cupboards. When I found the Vango micro chair in Decathlon for $29.99, however I sat on it and it just wasn't comfortable, it was too tight for my big bum. So I went on to research mode and I came across a few chairs of that style on Amazon, ranging from the helinox, which is the god of all these chairs, at £130. Now admittedly I have not tried the helinox chair, but I knew I didn't want to spend £130 on a camp chair. So I found these two chairs which are exactly the same design on appearance and the pictures. I wanted to buy them both, review them and give the feedback. So starting with value for money, the Nice chair has it at $39.99 versus the $53.99 of the Trekology. Portability. While both chairs more or less pack the same size, surprisingly the Nice C chair was actually the lightest of the two by a good few hundred grams, I'd say. That award goes to the Nice C chair. Ease of use, so assembling the actual chairs together and assembling all the rods together and then putting the back on. This goes to the Nice C chair again. I can actually assemble it a lot quicker due to there's a subtle difference in the way the poles stick into the main sort of cam or whatever you want to call it in the middle. Whereas the Trekology, the poles pass through two holes in the main cam and hook onto each other, so it was a little bit more fiddly, whereas the Nice C chair you could sort of take it out of the pack, let go of it, and it almost was going back in place. So it was just your job to just roughly put them into the holes, and the frame itself was a lot easier to set up, as was fixing the actual canvas over the chair as well on the Nice C chair. So that ease of use goes to the Nice C chair. Comfort. This goes to the Trekology chair. You sink into the chair a bit more, which makes it a lot more comfortable. I also wanted to check this because they looked initially the same, but actually it was the more comfortable chair. You just sit a bit more deeply. The back was just, I don't know, a bit more, slightly more firmer on my back, and I even got my daughter, who's 5, to sit in it, and she even said it was more comfortable than the other chair as well. So that's one for the Trekology. Build quality. Whilst the Nice C chair has the lighter poles, they feel not as well made, like a bit less finished and polished. It's just metal, which does look very strong. However, the Trekology looked more glossy and polished, and it looked like it had an outer casing on each pole, and on the feet as well it had sort of little, just a small thing, but plastic adapters, which meant it wouldn't sink into sort of wet grass if you put it down. It makes the feet a bit wider, whereas the Nice C chair would just stick straight into the ground basically. So that does go to the Trekology chair as well. So looking at everything together as a whole, the differences are actually minor. Now I know what it's like when you research, you're like, oh, all the poles, I want better product quality poles. To be honest with you, it would be absolutely fine for the Nice C chair. It's just because I am nitpicking and comparing. You'd be fine with a Nice C chair. Trekology is more comfortable, but it is more complicated to get put together, which could get, which is a bit more fiddly, but a bit annoying. But when you're camping, you've got the time, and actually I've only done it like twice. So when you're camping, you would get better at it, and it's probably not something, I think it's something you could improve on and get better and get used to the little nuances of pushing it through the two poles and things like that. But either way, I'm actually happy with both purchases. If I had to buy another one, I think I would sacrifice the weight a bit and go for the Trekology in the end, purely because it is a bit more comfortable. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll be reviewing a lot more camping gear, and also when I pick up my camper van on Monday, I'll be doing lots of reviews on that, of campsites and adventures I go on.